Good day, Engis teachers. If you're like me and you have a new class in the second semester, you'll want to set it up correctly. After the class has been created, you'll see it in your drop-down window here. And for example, I have an ethics class that is just in the second semester. In order to start populating assessments along the top area here, you can create a new test by adding a new test, clicking on this button, or you can just click anywhere, left click on the top here, hitting yes. Now you'll notice that it says term 1, and we're not in term 1, we're actually in term 3. So you want to double click on that and change that to 3. Now it's going to ask you for some categories, but we're going to do this later, so I'm going to hit OK and hit yes here. And I'm going to set the term start dates. The start date for this term, and I just double clicked on that, is January 15th, 2014. So make sure you've got that checked. And the start date for the fourth term, double click on that and just go ahead to April 2nd, 2014. Once you have that set up, your terms will be set up. So you ought to be able to see term 3 underneath here. You don't see term 4 set up because you haven't added any assessments for that time yet. You'll also want to make sure that the date is correct here, and here we are. So that's why this is under term 3. If I were to create another assessment, for example, one here, and I wanted to set this up for April 9th, which is in the fourth quarter, I would do that, hit OK, and then make sure that this is changed to a 4. After I've done that, you'll see that both term 3 and term 4 are here. So you won't see term 4 until you've created an assessment under the fourth term. And if you delete that, it'll come back here. If you view all terms, it'll come. If you delete this, which I'm going to do, then term 4 will also disappear as well. So that's fine. We're on term 3. I have different categories that I'm assessing my students for. One of them is classwork, so I'm going to create an assessment called Class 1. I'm going to call that one Classwork number 1. And mostly in middle school and high school you do use categories. If not, that's fine too, as long as you know what you're doing. But my category of classwork is going to be worth 20% of their grade here. So I change that to 20, I type that in there, I hit change, and then OK. You can weight tests too if you know what you're doing with that. I don't recommend it unless you're advanced, but this will create a category, and all class work in that category will be worth 20% of their grade. For this, under the categories, you need to know that all of these categories need to add up to 100, and categories should neither be deleted once they've been created, or their weight changed once they've been created. So my other categories here include quizzes. So I'm going to include a new assessment here. I'm going to call it Quiz 1, and just Quiz 1. You don't need a long name, but I do add long names myself. And my quizzes, I'm going to create here quiz category. My quizzes altogether, I give lots of quizzes, so my quizzes are going to be worth 40% of my term grade. I have another assessment, and it's going to be called Debate. And the category again is debate, and that debate is worth 20% of their grade. And finally, creating another one, essay, outline. Well, let's just call that essay. And the essay is under the category essay, and that's going to be worth, what did I say? 20% for the debate, 30% for the essay. So I've gone essay is going to be worth, yes, 30%. And that adds up to too much. So I have to change that to 20%. Now my categories are weighted, and I'm ready to start the next term. If you have any questions, please come and visit me or send me an email.